How's it going? Coach Bascom. I just kind of want to quickly go through how you should be taking notes whenever you're watching film. Right now I'm looking at the defensive installs and I'm going to write down a 50 base. All right, so because I'm looking on the 50 base, I'm going to write down the name. We're in a cover 2 and with 11 personnel meaning 1 tight end and 1 running back. What I would like you guys to do is always draw the play. So the easiest thing to do is start off with drawing the line of scrimmage. All right. And if we're looking at defense, then our defense, and we put defense on the bottom. If we're looking at our offense and offensive play, then we put our offense on the bottom. Since we're doing defense right now, I'm going to put in our players. But first, I got to draw in the offensive line. Usually I use circles for them. You can use triangles, circles, squares. It really doesn't matter. Generally, a square is used for the center. We got our QB. We got our running back. We got a tight end right here. And then we got an X, wide receiver out here. And another wide receiver out here. All right, then we're going to draw in our guys. If we're playing this 50, which is I'm also going to call green, we're going to have our end here, right on his outside edge. We're going to have a tackle and a 3-tech right in the middle. Our nose will be head up on the center. Our weak side tackle will be head up on the guard, and then the end on the edge. Right here we have our strong side. Linebacker is a strong side because he's on the same side as the tight end. And then our weak side over here, corner, 2 safeties. Okay. First thing you want to do after you draw the play is you want to find your position, the position that you play most often or that you want to play most often. In this case, we're talking about the end here. So let's say you were playing defensive end. Your first job is to jam that tight end. You want to write all these things down. I know it says it in the install playbook, but I want you to draw it. So jamming the tight end here. I'm going to hit him with 2 hands right in his chest. Probably hit the right side of him, so one of your hands is going to hit his outside shoulder pad. The other one's going to be square in his chest. You want to jam him first, then you want to contain. That's your next responsibility. Contain means if it's a run, if it's a toss out to him and he goes out this way, you just want to make sure that after you jam the tight end, that he doesn't get there, that you contain. You try to turn him back into the rest of your defensive squad. If it is a pass, then you're going to rush the QB. Okay, but again, you want to rush the QB in such a way that he can't get outside of you. Okay, so once you've contained, you see that he's not a run play, and in fact is a pass, I'm going to contain. So you want to write down your job responsibilities, whether you're playing end, tackle, nose, weak side, linebacker, corner, whatever it might be. You want to make sure that you're writing these things down. So what I would suggest after you draw the play and focus on your position, so you want to focus on your position. The next thing you'd want to do is find their best players. And oftentimes, that might be the X. It might be, it could be the wide receiver. It could be the running back. So you want to be aware of those things. You also want to know if the quarterback's a runner or not. Sometimes quarterbacks like to run, obviously, and we want to be aware of that. So keep that in consideration when you're deciding what you're going to do. You know, we'll usually tell you the day of film who we're focusing on, so you want to identify them when you're in there, and you want to identify them when you're drawing the play. Third thing you want to do is you want to look for their tendencies. Is this a team that likes to throw a lot? Is this a team that likes to throw to their tight end? Is this more of a running team? Because if it is a tight end, a team that throws to the tight end a lot, you just want to be aware of that when you're jamming him, because you want to disrupt his timing. You're not covering him, but you want to disrupt it. But if you're the strong side linebacker, you're going to be in coverage with him for at least a brief time, especially if he runs a dig or a quick slant, something like that. You need to be aware of their tendencies. And then finally, do your job. But do it with aggression. Don't be halfway about anything you do. And I'm probably spelling aggression wrong because I'm talking fast. But make sure that you jam that tight end right away. You don't want to think. You don't want to get caught standing still. If you're standing still in football, you're dead. You know, you always want to be, if you're on that front five, you want to be attacking aggressively either the gap or the man in front of you. If you're the linebacker, you want to take that jab step, and then you want to drop back into coverage until you identify if it's a read or a pass. If you're corners, you're dropping right away. If it's safeties, you're dropping right away. But whatever you're doing, you want to do it with aggression, with speed, with an attitude of, I know what I'm doing, and I hope you come my way because I'm going to cream you if you do. That's the type of thing you need to be doing. But when you're watching film, you want to be writing all of these things down. So you might write quick, and I know some of you are used to taking notes on a computer or on your phone or just listening to it. That's not enough. If you listen to the best players in the NFL, they are taking notes. They're not just watching the film, they're writing it down. And that's a good idea for you to do in your classrooms as well for your regular academics, because when you write things down, you're more likely to remember them. Because now it's not just seeing it with your eyes, it's the muscle memory of your hand moving across a page. Just keep that in mind. So just a little quick tutorial on how to take notes when watching film and looking at the playbook.